we are going to kidnap our ankles.
This is fine. Okay, I'm warming up a bit. It's not as bad as I thought. Oh, there's a fuck. No.
The engine of a Jeep isn't just a machine, it's the pulse of a dream. For Victoria Rose, that dream takes shape through solo female van life, a personal mission to live freely, travel independently, and embrace simplicity. On her YouTube channel, the Jurassic Jeep Victoria documents what it means to carve her own path from cooking budget-friendly meals with discount ingredients to confronting deeper fears like navigating foreign roads alone. Her journey embodies courage, adaptability, and the raw beauty of life without a roadmap. On August 13, 2023, Victoria ventured into the Chautauqua National Forest in New York seeking solitude and a taste of remote camping.
We made it. I wasn't sure. I haven't, like I said, I've never tried to find free camping around these parts, and it is a little different than it is in the West. In the West, there's so much land. You can find very remote places. There's like park rangers and stuff everywhere, and I don't know, just smaller areas, so I feel like a little bit less free, but it's camping. The bugs! I forgot about that. I already got bit by one, and I usually don't. Fortunately, I think I have some bug spray, so let's check. This is a really nice area, but it's Chautauqua National Forest in New York. Oh. Why do they always get you on the ankle? Okay, so I got this, I think in Nevada at a natural food store, and it's lemon eucalyptus oil insect repellent. I don't know if it'll work, but we are going to put it on our ankles. And everywhere. Also, they have porta potties here, so this is like luxury for me.
The day was peaceful, warm light filtering through the trees, a soft hum of insects, and a quiet satisfaction in finding a free, isolated site. As night descended, she sprayed on lemon eucalyptus oil for bugs, zipped her tent, and finally drifted to sleep. But around 1 a.m., the stillness shattered. A roaring pickup truck with blinding headlights pulled directly into her campsite. Instead of passing through the vehicle parked inches from her Jeep, a family, parents, and children began unloading camping gear, laughing and talking loudly as if she wasn't even there. Trapped between anger and disbelief, Victoria stepped out to confront them.
You guys gonna kick me out of this spot? Are you guys gonna move your truck so I can at least leave? You're gonna move your truck so I can leave? Huh? Well, it's kind of weird that I was put. Well, I am. Well, now I have to like leave because there's no way I can sleep like this. Can you at least ask, like, or say excuse me or something? Like, I was camped here.
I understand. We told you we didn't know there were in there.
Right, but can you like say like yeah, but it's just common courtesy to say sorry, I didn't realize. Is it okay if we camp here? But it's like, this is the spot that I got. It's just strange. It's rude. I don't really know where to go or what to do.
Only to be met with dismissive shrugs. They had effectively blocked her, in making it impossible to leave or rest. Despite her exhaustion, she realized remaining there could escalate the situation. At nearly 3 a.m., she made the hard choice to pack up and drive away through the dark woods, too tired to think, but unwilling to stay where she felt unsafe.
It's like 2 in the morning. This is so strange. I've never had this happen out in the West. Some lines but I hate driving at night, especially when I was tired, because it's like nearly 3 in the morning. It was a weird situation. I didn't know what to do. Like, what do you do? Infiltrating. It's so loud too. So I just had to drive to a rest stop. I didn't want to make a big deal because there was kids. So rude. Like, they're so rude, and they're just like not looking at me, acting like I wasn't even there, and I was standing there like, hey, can you at least say excuse me, or can you say sorry, or can you at least ask me for the campsite, even though like that's rude in itself. Like, it's 2 in the morning. Camping culture in the West versus the East is so much different.
Victoria's encounter highlights a rarely discussed reality of solo travel, that the greatest dangers often come not from nature but from other people. Some viewers believe the family's behavior reflected simple ignorance. Others saw it as a form of intimidation, testing boundaries when they realized she was alone. Whatever their intent, it served as a stark reminder that awareness and instinct are as vital as any survival skill on the road. That night, Victoria drove into the silence of the forest headlights cutting through the fog. She described it later as a lesson in human wilderness. But one question lingers. Was this just a careless family unaware of her presence? Or something more deliberate, testing how far they could push before she broke? Hold on a sec. If you're enjoying this so far, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Let's continue. Bucks is a well-known YouTuber, mostly recognized for his omegle chats, lighthearted pranks, and hilarious reactions. But nearly a decade ago, his channel looked very different. Back then, he uploaded gaming playthroughs, commentary, and live stream highlights. Hidden deep among those older videos lies one that stands apart from the rest. A night when Bucks and his friends ventured into a forest rumored to be haunted. What began as a harmless exploration quickly descended into something far darker.
Some purely local ghosts are described far more vividly and seem to have once caused considerable alarm, even if only within a few miles radius. Early in the 19th century, for example, there was said to be a most unpleasant spectre in St. Leonard's Forest. It was a headless phantom which would lurk among the trees at dusk waiting for some horseman to pass by, and would then spring up behind him, wind its skeletal arm around his neck, and cling to him in spite of all his struggles and pleadings until he reached the further side of the forest. Alright, so we're gonna go to this church which we saw earlier today. I'll just show you that now. Legend has it that everyone in this village they're very, very eerie about this church. They just don't like to talk about it for some reason, so it's not a good spiritual vibe here. It's bad. There's a graveyard around there, and then we're gonna head further up into St. Leonard's Forest, which apparently there is a witch, what's it called, like a cult. Apparently there's actually still people that go there to practice witch hunt. Is it witch hunting? I don't even know what it is, but it's meant to be proper freaky, so we're gonna go. And there's also a lot of lore behind these forests. They seem to be very spiritual. This place is in the middle of nowhere. It's gonna be absolutely pitch black.
It should be good though.
We've got a lot of torches and flashlights, so we've got Big Steve over here with his big torch. Then we've got 2 torches we're gonna strap to our cameras. This is it. This is it, boys. We're on the way. So if I just show you, me and Mike have got the same setup here. So we've got our cameras with a flashlight on top, and then Steve has got a full-on, extremely bright light, and he's also got like a smaller light as well. So
According to old local legends, St. Leonard's Forest was once home to a terrifying spirit, a headless phantom that would appear at dusk, leaping onto the backs of passing riders and clutching them until they escaped the woods. That eerie history was exactly what drew Bucks and his group there one night. Their plan was simple: visit a centuries-old church and graveyard, then continue deeper into the forest to see what they could find. At first, the night seemed like just another spooky adventure. The forest was utterly silent. No houses, no streetlights, just the sound of their footsteps crunching over leaves. When they finally reached the abandoned church, even the air felt heavier.
that is the church right there, and there's a graveyard all the way around. Nah, man, this is just...
Are we actually about to do this now?
Yeah, let's go. Let's do it.
Oh my fuck, don't do that, man. Oh my god, that was the creepiest noise you could ever do. Nah, I'm freaked out by everything. I want to be in the middle, yeah. Are you with the light? Where's light one?
This is insanely scary. Oh, fucking hell.
What?
My fly just flew into my... Jesus Christ. Yo, no, I'm not liking this, man. This is the church here. Yo, boys, I really don't like this. Give it a no. Wait, hang on. Oh, mate. Yeah. You doing it? There's a CCTV camera right there, boys. Anybody home? This is fine. Okay. I'm warming up a bit. It's not as bad as I thought. Oh, there's a fucking like proper tombstone over there. Is there?
This tombstone is sick of the Undertaker.
Man, that is proper sketchy. Like. Should we? Oh no! What the fuck?
I know. I thought I seen something.
No. If anyone is here, if any spirits are here, please show us by making some noise.
The building loomed over them, cold and lifeless, surrounded by graves lost to time. Despite their nerves, they pushed onward, determined to capture something unusual on camera. Nothing appeared. At least not yet. After a short break, the group decided to drive further into the woods, toward the area said to be tied to witchcraft and cult rituals. On their way in, they noticed a car parked in the distance, headlights off. It unsettled them.
So that was the first place that we've just been to. It's a church and a graveyard, and we're now heading to the forests, which is where the spectre thing, the phantom, whatever the fuck you want to call it, it's where the history is. There's witches there, there's cults there, so that's where we're heading to next. I've just got such eerie vibes around here. Like, I really don't like it at all. Okay, so this is us now entering the second place. We're just gonna go in, see if there's any cars, see if there's anyone else in here. Oh, this is just so sketchy. Just is. Like, do we turn left, I'm assuming? So I'm guessing that's it down there.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, that's how you get in, that's the entrance. Fuck.
There's a parking spot.
Around here.
There's a car there.
There's a car there.
Is there actually?
Yeah.
That's not good.
Shit. So that car that you saw was, we don't really know, but we're back in town, we're gonna wait for a bit, and then we're gonna head back out.
But they continued anyway. Hours later, around 2 a.m., they returned, flashlights ready. That's when the real tension began. They stumbled upon a clearing with burnt markings on the ground. What looked like the remains of a fire pit surrounded by a circle. The discovery shifted the mood instantly. The laughter stopped. Fear replaced curiosity. Suddenly, strange noises echoed through the trees. Footsteps, whispers, movement in the dark. Panic took over. They ran back to the car in total chaos, hearts racing. Later, while editing the footage, Bucks's viewers noticed something chilling.
That's not a dog. Is there no houses around?
It's a circle, it's like
shit, like a fire.
Yeah, they'd put something here, and then they'd all sit around in a circle. Nah, this is...
Sketch as
this
fuck,
is
yeah.
not what this... I do not feel comfortable. Like, I don't know about you, but I'm just not getting a good vibe from here at all. Whereas back there, I wasn't that bad, but in this place, we're getting to open space. This is like territory for like cults and, you know what I mean? Like, this is danger territory right here. Yeah, if someone was to set up a cult, it would be on like flat, open ground like this, right? I'm getting really hot and uncomfortable. So guys, I don't know, I'm just out of breath. I don't like this.
Nah, fuck that. No. This isn't even a joke anymore, man. Get
Oh shit! Go, fuck. Get out of me. Oh my god. Oh, it's another car, there's another car there, get the fuck in. There's another car, get in. Shit. Get in.
A figure standing behind a tree, faintly visible right before they bolted. The group had never seen it that night. And when they reviewed what happened next, things became even more disturbing. When they returned to their car, another vehicle was parked directly beside theirs. Some viewers believe the figure was a person, perhaps from the mysterious parked car they'd seen earlier, watching them in silence. Others think it was something supernatural, tied to the old legends of St. Leonard's Forest. Whether it was a prankster, a cult member, or something else entirely, the timing and placement were too perfect to ignore. What's more terrifying? The idea of a ghost haunting those woods, or the thought that someone had followed them, waiting in the dark for hours. Maybe it was coincidence, maybe it wasn't. Either way, that night, Bucks and his friends learned that sometimes the real danger in a haunted forest isn't what's beyond the trees. It's what's already hiding among them. In February 2018, a YouTuber named Greg Harris uploaded what looked like a simple GoPro video. Just another weekend ride through the woods near Naples, Florida. The footage began like countless other ATV clips online. The steady hum of the engine, trees rushing past, and the peaceful rhythm of off-road freedom. But what started as a normal ride quickly turned into a near-fatal encounter that still chills anyone who's seen it. As Greg sped down the narrow trail, everything seemed fine, until, in a split second, something flashed across the path. A metal wire, stretched tightly between two trees, caught on his helmet and yanked him backward with brutal force. The impact stopped him instantly. If that wire had been just a few inches lower, it could have severed his neck. Instead, the tension snapped the wire as it caught under his chin guard, saving his life by pure luck. Greg's foot was pinned under the shifter, but he managed to pull himself free. Later, in the video description, Greg wrote, "Be careful, people. I was nearly decapitated by a metal wire tied between trees on the trails I ride. Luckily, it broke. It caught under my helmet, and my foot was stuck under the shifter." For anyone familiar with off-road trails, this was more than just a freak accident. Incidents like this aren't unheard of. Sometimes angry landowners set up traps to deter riders from trespassing. Other times it's retaliation for noise or damage to property. But in the darkest cases, people do it simply out of malice, for no reason at all. When Greg returned to inspect the site, there were no tracks, no tools, no clues. Just a snapped strand of wire dangling between the trees. Whoever did it knew exactly where to place it for maximum harm. Greg's video sparked widespread discussion among outdoor riders and law enforcement. Some believed it was a targeted act, possibly aimed at deterring ATV riders from the trail. Others thought it was random, a cruel prank with potentially deadly consequences. Whatever the motive, it revealed an unsettling truth. The real danger in the woods isn't always wild animals. Behind the wheel of his loyal camper van, Adam, the creator of the channel AD's Ventures, has built his life around freedom on the open road. His channel chronicles the highs and lows of European van life, capturing everything from breathtaking landscapes to the quiet moments of solitude that come with living full-time on the move. But on one cold night, parked at a motorway service station, that freedom turned into fear. What began as a peaceful night's rest would quickly remind Adam that sometimes, even your home on wheels isn't as safe as it feels.
So I originally rocked up to the previous services down the motorway and I started to go to bed as usual. In fact, it was a very nice, calm, relaxing evening until around about 3 a.m, maybe half 2, something like that. There I was dreaming the most beautiful dream, probably about pittobreds and dolphins and all that. And I was awoken, half awoken, I was in a bit of a daze, by some voices that were literally about 2 centimetres away from my back door. Just to clarify, I mean the rear doors on the van. So I hit the button to turn my CCTV on, and what did I see? 2 hooded, semi-balaclavaed youths right next to the van, and they walked around to the side here. Now in my head I'm thinking, Are they going to break into the Pigeon? Are they going to break into the Pigeon? By the way, for those who don't know, my van is called the Pigeon. And I got in my head to the part where I said, are they going to break into? And then I heard them try that. So in my confused, half asleep state, I just shouted, Pigeon! At the same time, I jumped out of bed. I pulled back this curtain, which separates off the cab, so I could see out the windows. And sure enough, right by this door, there were two guys trying to break into my van.
It was around 3 a.m. when Adam woke to the sound of whispering voices, so close they seemed pressed against the walls of his van. Half asleep and disoriented, he reached for the control that switched on his CCTV cameras. What he saw made his blood run cold. Two hooded men, their faces half covered, standing just inches from his back door. Still dazed, he wondered if they were checking nearby vehicles. But then came the sound of a door handle being pulled. Instinct took over. Adam leapt from his bed, ripped open the curtain separating his sleeping space from the cab, and shouted the only word that came to mind. His van's nickname, Pigeon. The sudden movement startled the intruders. Caught in the glow of his cabin light, the two men froze, then sprinted off into the night. Shaken but unharmed, Adam kept watching his CCTV feed, unable to sleep.
And at this point, they obviously saw me open up the curtain and they scarpered off into the night. I do have the entire thing caught on camera, by the way, so I'll show you that shortly as well. But then after that, I tried to go back to sleep, but I just kept looking up at my CCTV to check if they're out there. And in the end, I realised I'm not going to sleep too good. So I had to get back up. I had to drive to the next services along, which is where we currently are, parked this time closer to the building and under some light. And I got about half a night's sleep. Now, all of the footage of this is on my CCTV system. I've got 4 cameras that are recording at all times. But to get it off of that CCTV system, I've got to put it onto a memory stick, then onto my laptop, then convert the files to MP4 so I can put it in the editing software, and then we will watch it together. Why is there an alarm set for now? Anyway, we'll get to all that later. Right now, I just want to get the hell out of here. I want to get to Prague. I want to park up at a nice campsite in a safe, secure location, and then, well, depending on the weather, go exploring. But I'm going to eat my porridge, drink my coffee, hit the road, and we will catch up with this situation shortly.
Eventually, he packed up and drove to another service area, parking under bright lights closer to the main building. Anything to feel safe again. Later, when he finally reviewed the footage in Prague, what he discovered was chilling. The two men hadn't stumbled upon his van by chance. The video showed them circling the vehicle, first peering through the driver's window, then lingering at the back while pretending to chat and smoke. A deliberate act to look casual if anyone passed by. Finally, one of them crouched by the passenger side, concealing his hands as he tampered with the lock. That's when Adam had shouted, and they bolted.
Okay, so this is obviously when I heard their voices. I know they're going straight up to... They're going straight up to my driver's window and they're looking in it. I swear I heard them right behind the van though. So he's staring right in the driver's window, trying to see what he can see. I think he touched something there, did he? Okay, this is the point. So now they've gone round the back of the van. Now remember, at this stage, I'm still fast asleep, right? So let's pull up the back of the van. So enter the thieves around the rear of the van. They take a quick look at the back. One of them's smoking something. Maybe he's innocent. Maybe they were just smoking. Well, I heard them, that's where I heard them talking, and I was sort of in a daze, and I was like, what is going on? They've gone back round to the other side of the van now, so let's pull that camera back up. Actually, no, it definitely wasn't innocent, because I remember I heard them actually touch the handle. Oh yeah, look, there we go. Right, he's bent down there. What's he doing? Yeah, he's trying to do something there, and that was where I shouted, pigeon. Look at that! Right, let's just rewind that again. Right, so he's keeping an eye on that lorry that's leaving, and he's bent down doing something by my van. He must be trying to hide the fact that his hand's like touching the handle. But this is the point where I heard the handle go, and I'm half asleep, and I shout pigeon, and I rush up and I open up this curtain here, and then you can see as soon as I do that, he says something to his mate, and they scarper off. So if we go back to the front camera, we should... Yeah, there we go. So that's them. As soon as they know that I'm in the van, they're now just disappearing off into the night, as though nothing's happened.
At first, Adam assumed they were trying to steal from the van. Maybe tools, maybe equipment. But watching the footage more closely, he realized the truth was far worse. They hadn't gone for the rear doors or storage areas. Their focus was entirely on the driver's side, the ignition. These weren't petty thieves. They were trying to steal the entire van. His home, his livelihood, his life on the road. The incident served as a stark warning to solo travelers. Even in a crowded service area, you're never truly alone. What saved Adam wasn't luck, but his quick reaction, and his security system that captured every second. The video left viewers uneasy. If this could happen to a seasoned traveler like Adam, it could happen to anyone. How many times have we parked in the dark, assuming the night is safe? Was this just an opportunistic theft, or something planned, watching for hours before striking? Either way, Adam's story is a sobering reminder. When your home has wheels, safety isn't about where you park. It's about how fast you can wake up. For the man behind Creepy Outdoors, the forest isn't just a backdrop, it's a proving ground. His channel documents solo survival in the harshest corners of the Canadian wilderness, where comfort doesn't exist and fear must be mastered. Unlike most outdoor creators, he focuses less on technique and more on the psychological endurance of being truly alone. His philosophy is simple: control your mind, or it will control you. But on this trip, deep in the northern woods, even his iron discipline would be tested by something he couldn't see and couldn't explain.
Just gotta make a fire. I feel a lot better when I got a fire going. What the hell is that? This is a decent spot. I'm gonna go gather some wood. I'm gonna make a little fire, have a nice beer. I heard something cracking in the woods. Now, if you live in Canada, when you hear something cracking, a branch cracking, it doesn't usually mean it's a small animal. It's usually a deer, a bear, anything of that sort. So it should never be taken lightly when you hear a branch breaking. All right, I'm gonna gather some wood. I'll see you guys then.
After hours of trudging through mud and fallen branches, he found a small patch of flat ground and began setting up camp. As darkness crept in, he focused on building a fire, the single most grounding act in the wilderness. Then, out of nowhere, a sharp crack echoed through the trees. In the Canadian wild, a sound like that isn't just background noise. A snapping branch usually means something heavy, a deer, a bear, or something else entirely. Trying to stay calm, he whispered, "Just gotta make a fire. I'll feel better when I've got a fire going." But the forest didn't share his calm. The cracks came again, closer this time. He froze, scanning the tree line. His flashlight revealed nothing. The silence pressed in, then another sound. Deliberate, slow movement just beyond the glow of his campfire. "Hello?" he called out, voice uncertain. "What the hell is going on?" No answer. Just the fire's hiss and the faint rustle of leaves.
What? Hello? What the fuck is going on? Crap. Hello? I better get some more branches. I don't like what I'm hearing. The bigger my fire, if there's a deer or something or a bear around, the fire should scare it. That's pretty good. If I keep hearing those noises.
He piled on more wood, knowing the flame was his only defense. But every time he tried to convince himself it was just wildlife, another branch broke. Heavier, closer, as though circling the camp.
You know, a lot of people ask me in the comments, how can I manage to stay calm while you're out in the woods? And I spoke about it a bit without going too much in details, but it's really important to shut down the imagination. You have to focus on what's in front of you. You know, earlier we heard some branches cracking. You always got to think the best case scenario. Sure, worst case will make you prepare, but when you always think the worst case scenario, that's when you start freaking out. You start acting stupid. You're not yourself when you're scared and acting stupid. You're gonna have to get some more wood for that.
His viewers later debated what the noises might have been. A curious moose, maybe a black bear, or perhaps something worse. But to him, the true battle wasn't with whatever moved in the dark. It was against panic itself. He reminded his audience that fear feeds on imagination. The moment you let your mind spiral into worst-case scenarios, you lose awareness. And in the wild, that's how people die. You're not yourself when you're scared, he explained quietly to the camera. You start acting stupid. You stop thinking. Through sheer will, he clung to that mantra. He focused on the fire, the rhythm of gathering wood, and the physical tasks that anchored him to the present. Slowly, the forest began to settle. The sounds faded, swallowed by the wet, heavy silence. By dawn, nothing had disturbed the camp. No footprints, no sign of animals, just ashes, embers, and a lingering question. What had been watching him? Maybe it was just nature reminding him who's in charge. Or maybe it was something else. Something that thrives in the silence, testing anyone brave enough to camp alone. He'd proven his philosophy true. The forest can't break you unless you let it inside your head. But still, if every sound has a source, what was breaking those branches that night? Michigan Rips is a small YouTube channel run by an off-road enthusiast from Michigan. His videos usually capture what every rider dreams of: the rush of dirt trails, the hum of the engine, and the freedom that comes with getting lost in nature. It's pure, simple joy on two wheels. But one video changed everything. What started as an ordinary forest ride near a place called Ryerson Road turned into something deeply unsettling. Not a near-death accident like Greg Harris faced, but an encounter that left both the creator and his viewers shaken.
What?
You ran into a truck at all?
Nope.
Or
Nope.
if you do, can you like, I don't know, possibly turn around and try to find me? I'm going to be taking this trip.
Okay.
I appreciate it. I really do. Like, I've been looking for 2 days.
Okay. You're almost out to the road if you follow this trail.
Really?
Yep.
It was a calm, overcast day in the northern Michigan woods. Michigan was riding alone, cruising through tight forest paths with no obstacles, no other riders, just the sound of wind and dirt beneath his tires. Then, as he turned down a narrower trail, something unexpected happened. A man suddenly appeared from the trees, barefoot and disoriented, stepping directly into the trail. He waved the rider down and asked if he'd seen a truck somewhere nearby. His tone was uneven, his voice trembling. Cigarette ashes clung to his fingers, and his clothes looked dirty and worn, as if he'd been out there for days. Not long after, deeper in the woods, he came across a wrecked truck, half buried under branches and leaves. Its windows were smashed, the hood bent, and it looked like it hadn't been touched in days, possibly the same truck the man mentioned. As if that weren't strange enough, minutes later, Michigan nearly collided with another rider speeding from the opposite direction, as though everyone on that trail was unknowingly circling around the same quiet mystery. Viewers debated endlessly about what really happened in those woods. Some believed the barefoot stranger was simply lost after an accident, dazed, dehydrated, and desperate for help. Others noticed his calmness, his unshaken cigarette, and thought there was something more sinister beneath the surface, Why was he still smoking if he'd been stranded for 2 days? And where exactly had he been staying in that time? The abandoned truck, the barefoot man, and the eerie silence of the forest formed a puzzle without answers. Even law enforcement reports from that region never mentioned any missing person or crash fitting the description. To this day, no one knows who that man was, or what drove him so deep into the woods. Maybe he was just a lost wanderer, or maybe he was running from something, or toward it. It's a chilling reminder that sometimes the scariest things in the wilderness aren't traps, ghosts, or wild animals. They're people, the ones who appear from nowhere, barefoot in the silence, asking for help when something feels very, very wrong. That's all for tonight's video. Which encounter gave you chills? Let us know in the comments below. Got your own experience? We want to hear it. And whatever you do, don't miss what's coming next.